They used to call her the woman who could not be bought, not in whispers, not in rumors, but in frustration because she was costing people millions. I remember the first time I heard her name, not from the news, not from social media, but from a trader who was angry, really angry. She's wicked, the woman said. She just came and shut down everything. No warning, no pity. That was the first impression of her. Until I learned the truth, she was not wicked. She was dangerous to the wrong people. Her job was simple on paper. Inspect products, approve what was safe, destroy what was not. But in reality, she stood between greed and human lives. And greed was louder. Greed came with envelopes. Greed came with promises. Greed came with threats. But she never bent. Imagine walking into a factory, smiling politely, knowing fully well that before the day ends, you might shut down their entire business. That was her daily life. She would walk in quietly, observe everything, ask questions no one wanted to answer. And when she found something wrong, expired chemicals relabeled, fake drugs packaged like originals, food preserved with substances that could slowly destroy organs. She did not argue. She did not negotiate. She simply said, "Seal it." And just like that, millions gone, trucks seized, warehouses locked, companies exposed. People hated her. Oh, they hated her deeply. Because while they were cashing out, she was cutting off their income like a switch. Some begged, some cried, some tried to bribe her openly. "Madam, take this. Just help us clear it." She would look at them the same way every time, calm, unshaken. "Would you give this to your child?" Silence. That question always killed the conversation. But what people did not see was what she saw. She saw the victims. The child with constant stomach pain from contaminated snacks. The young man whose kidney were failing from fake supplements. The mother who trusted a product and ended up in a hospital bed. She carried those stories inside her like fire. That's why she could not be bought. Not because she was drunk, but because she had seen too much. Years passed and her name became unavoidable. Alerts will go out. Do not consume this product. Batch recalled. Factory shut down. People started paying attention. Families became more careful. Awareness grew. But behind all that strength, she was also just a woman, a mother, a leader, someone who could go home after shutting down a multi-million naira operation and still help her child with homework. Someone who smiled even when the world pushed back. Then, one day, everything changed. It started quietly. Fatigue, pain, frequent hospital visits. At first, she ignored it. There's work to do, she would say, because in her mind, people were still out there selling poison. She did not have time to be sick, but the diagnosis came anyway. Cancer. The same word she had heard in report, the same word linked in harmful substances she had spent years fighting. Now it had found her. Life slowed down. The woman who once stormed factories now struggled to climb stairs. The voice that commanded shutdown now spoke softly from a hospital bed. But even then, she did not stop. She started speaking not as an officer anymore, but as a witness. "Be careful what you consume," she would say. "Not everything on the shelf is safe." She talked about corruption, about how inspections are sometimes compromised, about how money can silence systems that are meant to protect people. She did not sugarcoat it because she knew the cost. Her story spread, not because she wanted fame, but because truth has a way of traveling. People began to connect the dots. The products she once seized, the warnings she gave, the risks she took. It all made sense now. And then, one quiet day, she was gone. No dramatic headline, no loud announcement, just silence. But something strange happened after her death. The same people who once called her wicked started calling her a hero. Factories she shut down became case studies. Her warnings became lessons. Her life became a reminder. Because the truth is, she did not just fight corruption. She fought for people who did not even know they were in danger. And maybe the most painful part, she spent her life protecting others from the very thing that eventually took her. But if you listen closely, her voice is still here. Every time you check what you are about to eat, every time you question a product that looks too perfect, every time you choose safety over convenience, that's her legacy. Not fear, not anger, but awareness. So the next time you pick up something off a shelf, pause, look at it again. Ask yourself, would I give this to someone I love? Because somewhere, a woman who refused to be bought paid the ultimate price to make sure you could ask that question. Today, cancer rates are rising, strange illnesses are becoming normal, and accountability feels like a forgotten word. But sometimes, when her name comes up, there is a pause, a silence filled with respect. Because deep down, we all know we had a leader, A real one, not perfect, not loud, not celebrated enough, but true. And now we live with her memory, a reminder of what leadership should look like, and a quiet question that lingers in the air. If one woman could stand against so much, why did so many choose not to?